Now that winter's over and it's early spring, believe it or not, you could still have honey-bound hive deeps. And you got to pay attention. You got to go through and you got to check and make sure the queen has places to lay. They grow very, very fast this time of year. You remove frames during the winter or end of winter to make sure you don't get wax moths. And I've seen wax moths last night, and I put up my bug zapper. This is good quality crap made or sold in the United States, made in China. The plastic all melted and burned, so I had to jimmy rig it to keep it going. It only lasted maybe 1 year before it was a piece of crap. So corporate America keeps selling us shit that isn't worth the money we're paying for it. I don't know why it only lasted 1 summer before it started falling apart. I took care of it just like I do anything else. But anyway, I got my bug zapper going. Keep the wax moths under control. And this hive here was honey bound. I've removed 2 frames of honey. Usually you don't even have to open the hive. You just pick it up. If it's really heavy, this time of year you don't want too much honey in there. You want to make sure the queen has a frame or 2 to lay on each deep. But I'm going to go ahead and give them another deep. And I got to make sure every deep has frames that the queen can lay in. Because if you don't have places for the queen to lay, they may think the queen's not doing a good job and kill her, start a queen cell. This was formerly 12. I just made a video earlier this morning. Queen 12 I found on the porch. I call that the porch. Found her dead and the bees clustered around her. So I gave them queen 65 and now it's 65. And I'm going through and checking this one next. This one is a 2019 queen. This one is a 2018, September 2018. I'm hoping to keep my 2018 queens for breeding. They're going to stay here. And my 2019 queens are going to go out and make honey in different locations. Whether I'm going to have 2 apiaries or just 1, I don't know yet. It all depends on how many 2018 queens I have left. So last year at this time I had 19 colonies. Right now I have 52. I went from 19 to almost 75 last year. I made $10,000 worth of bees. If I have 52 colonies right now, before I move these colonies to an apiary, I'm going to pull off a split, a mating nuke from each one. I'm hoping to make a good 75 colonies this year, and I won't do all my mating nukes here. I'll do them in other locations. That way I'm not doing too many for the amount of drones I have here. Michigan Bee Works is going to have about 32 colonies within a half mile of me, and 3/4 of a mile Purple Hives will have 32 or 40 colonies. So I do have enough drones in my area. I have to wait until June. At the end of April here, I'm going to assess the situation and see if I can do some splits and make my own new colonies, just a few of them. I have a lot of diversity here. I have had Italian queens that I've had for several years. Then I had some Russian bees, and I picked up some feral colonies. So I have a good diversity here with several colonies, 52 colonies, and they're not all the same. That's why I don't graft from queens anymore. You got to be careful. You start grafting from queens, you end up getting all sisters, and you don't want to be breeding mating nukes with all sisters. You get inbred. And I started separating these colonies here. Makes it easier when you do your hive inspections to set stuff down next to the hive frames and covers and whatnot. And I'll move them a little more in a couple days, and eventually they're all going to have space in between. And that way when I do my splits, I'll have places to put my my mating nukes. I don't use nuke bodies. If you've seen my videos, I use the full-size deep, and I use insulated fillers. That way, when the colonies get started growing, it already has a bottom board and a deep to start with. I don't have to figure out, oh, where the hell am I going to put it, because I have all these nukes lined up and not enough room for it. And the insulated filler gives them an R15 on each side of the hive. Now, nobody else in the world that I know of, I've never seen anybody else in the world on YouTube doing that. I'm the only one that come up with that. Why would you want to use a nuke? A small little hive. You got to take the frames out and put them in a deep when you're transferring them to a larger hive. I don't have to do that. I just pull out the insulated fillers, add some more frames. The colony stays in that hive body from the day they got started until the day their queen dies. Very, very simple system. I don't have to worry about having a bunch of mating nuke boxes set up here and there. I've got my insulated fillers, is what I call them. I've got my insulated fillers right in here. That's my insulated fillers. If you check out my other videos, you see what I do with them. Small colonies get 2 insulated fillers, 1 on each side, turning it into a fry frame, a nuke. Let's see if I can show you one right now real quick. This one right here is a nuke. See? My insulated fillers. And when they outgrow those 5 frames, I don't have to move them out of that nuke box and put them in a deep. They're already in the deep. And I number my deeps. Here's another one. This one here really needs help. I'm going to have to do something with that one in the next couple days. All right, thank you.